Hey Michael, welcome back to the third episode of my Road to Candidate Master series. This is my third game of the tournament. I couldn't play the last one, so technically fourth, but yeah. I got the black pieces, and actually knew nothing about my opponent, but I had a feeling he was not gonna show up for some reason. And when I sat down, he wasn't there. When the game began, technically, he wasn't there. And after 22 minutes of me waiting, he showed up. He played d4 and left again for another 6 minutes. I just played knight f6 like always. And when he came back, I had like almost a 30-minute time advantage already. So I don't know. I didn't know if I was happy about that or not, but it is what it is. And then we actually started playing. So he played knight f3, to which I respond with a queen's Indian. And against this line, I have some weird prep, which is not anything crazy or anything. I just know it's okay, and it scores okay in the Masters database. So yeah, this was the first move that I didn't know what to respond to, or at least that wasn't in my notes, let's say. Because usually I expect castles. So I didn't deviate from my structure or my development. I would play bishop e7 as well. Had he castled, I would have played the same move. And he did indeed castle, so we transpose into something I know. Well, actually, I don't know b3, but I mean, everything up to castles and bishop e7 is in my prep. So yeah, this is the position. I just thought castles make sense. He develops his bishop there, I develop here. It was kind of one of those games where we just didn't trade anything early. There was nothing that interesting early on. Here I was thinking about knight d7 maybe, but it looked kind of weird. And I thought maybe it's better to push a5 and possibly deploy the knight to a6. So that's what I do. He doesn't want to give me this square apparently, so he pushes a3. Yeah, bring the queen up, develop the rooks. In hindsight, maybe rook d8 was better than c8, and then to get the a rook to c8, but this is how I did it. Brings the knight. Yeah, because this, honestly, this looks kind of awkward, but whatever. He brings the knight, and I play c5, because I don't know what else to improve my position. I kind of feel like it's the time to do this. So I calculated a few things. The time at this point is about 53 minutes for him and 113 for me still. So yeah, he plays that move, because if he doesn't, I'd take the pawn and then take this one if he took back like this. So he defends his d pawn like that. I still take, because he has to take with a pawn, or else I just take a3. And yeah, I take here again. Obviously, I calculated a few things, but nothing too deeply. I mean, yeah, like this idea, basically, I just checked that I wasn't blundering anything, but it's like he could respond so many things to this, I feel like, so I didn't bother calculating too much. He takes. I thought taking with the queen looked better, because I get this whole diagonal. Plus, having the rook on this c file is better, I think, than the queen. So he takes back, and I think he went for a smoke here, because he was rolling a cigarette in front of me before, and then he played this move and went out for a smoke. And I pretty quickly played b5, because I didn't want him to play, like, to fix my pawn structure. Sure, I get this square, but I feel like if he removes all my pawn play, it's going to be a problem. So I play b5. And I see he's still gone at this point, but I see there might be something here in the position, because if he pushes here, I started calculating what if I take that with a knight, because if he takes back, I can take with a bishop, and the king can't go anywhere because my pieces do a great job of cutting it off. So I'll go again. He pushes, I take, he would take, I would take. Of course, he can put the rook in between, but that's really bad. So he would have to sack the queen. I would take back, and he would take back with the rook. If you can visualize all that. I'm doing this because this was actually my experience in the game. I had to look at all this, which was not the easiest thing to do, but I tried my best, and I concluded that in that position, I would probably play, like, push my pawn up. If he took, I'd be happy to take it with the queen, and I would be attacking his bishop, his rook here, so we have to move back. You know what? I'm going to play these moves out on the board. I think you get the point. It was kind of difficult to calculate all this, so I thought, like, this. Here, rook here is bad, so he would take with the queen. And at this point, we have, like, equal material, even though he sacked his queen. Sacked, kind of. So I would have played this. If he took there, and you probably would have just played rook back, because I'm attacking these two pieces, and yeah. And here I thought, there's this potential for a fork. He can double up the rooks, trade off one of my rooks, and I didn't think this was very convincing. And probably even worse would have been, like, for me, would have been if he had pushed. And yeah, I don't know what I would have done in this position. I just looked at it for like half an hour, or like similar lines for half an hour, and concluded, no, that's not gonna be good for me. But actually, this was like, he went out for a smoke, and then he came back, and I thought, I will have to calculate more deeply if he does play this, and he just plays it instantly. He didn't even hesitate, not at all. Like, literally within 10 seconds of him sitting down, he played that move, and then I don't know if it was my body language, but he started to look at the board a bit more seriously, because he maybe saw that I had these ideas. And yeah, so I calculated for way too long to conclude that that was not what I was going to do. So instead I play rook d8. And by this time, or by now, the time is 42 minutes for him to 27 minutes for me. That's how we just inverted roles. I was up so much time, and now he's up so much time. But hey, so yeah. I think I showed you everything I wanted to show you here. Yeah. So I do play rook d8 instead, and don't bother with this concrete endgame, which is probably not good for me. He plays rook f3, which I thought looked a little bit weird, but okay. I bring the other rook here, and this is why I mentioned earlier I probably should have deployed the rooks, or developed them in this way from the get-go, because now I just burned 2 more tempi to get to this formation. But okay. He plays king f2, which also looked kind of weird to me, but okay. And actually here, I realized I need to calculate all of this again. Like, does it work now? So if I take, he would potentially take like this. I'd take, he would go back. I thought if I take there, that might be good. But he would probably sack his queen for 2 rooks. He would take there. And here I was kind of happy. I found queen c2. This was all in my head once again. And I thought he would have to defend either with his king or his rook like this. In which case I would push here, right? Yeah. And I think he's losing the bishop, so I thought this would have been good for me. In retrospect, I think I just missed that he had this move. Threatening mate, protecting the knight, and I think this is good for him. But even, like, I calculated this for, again, too much time, until I realized if I did sacrifice my knight, he would probably just play this, and I'd be worse. Of course, there's, like, this line I have to calculate and see, but I wasn't convinced. I'm up 2 pawns here, but nah, I didn't like this. So I didn't bother once again after burning a lot of time. So instead I played knight there. He played queen there. I get out of the pin. I mean, my queen is undefended, so I don't want to. Yeah, I want to be able to move my knight if I desire in the future. He plays queen e2, and by this point, the time situation is now 35 minutes for him to 10 minutes for me. Sure, I have an increment of 30 seconds of move, but this was not super pleasant considering I was up 30 minutes at the beginning of the game. So he plays queen back, which I thought was kind of clever because this is kind of delicate, this whole construction I have here. And I thought the best move was like to not even protect the pawn, because if he did take the pawn, I could just go back and actually like this would have been even better. I didn't like fully calculate this during the game, but yeah, like this, and he loses the bishop. So you can't take the pawn, and this way my knight is protected, so I can actually push now. He didn't play that, he played this. So now I can push, so I do. And actually the reason I didn't push earlier is because I didn't want to give him this square. Like back here when I played rook here, instead of sacrificing my knight, I was also thinking about this, but I didn't like it because of, yeah, the weakening of the c4 square. So here I'm kind of forced to, and he does take advantage of that weakening immediately. And at this point I'm kind of stuck. And this is also the reason why I calculated the whole sacrifice for so long, because I kind of realized I would get into a position where he'd have a space advantage and I'd be struggling to coordinate. So yeah, he played this move, which I wasn't unhappy to see, actually. Yeah, I don't really know what I need to do in this position, so I just try to reposition better. Then, like, it's weird to me that he played this to then not even open up the line where he has so much power on, or like try to open it up. I don't know. Okay, so I'm basically out of moves because I don't want to move this knight because this knight could get in. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I can't really move this rook because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I could move anything, so I just played h6, thinking maybe it's a good idea to have some air for my king later. So he gets in with a queen. I protect like this. I don't exactly know why I didn't like playing bishop here, probably because of the incoming pawns. And actually here they come. So I decided I would take, and protect like this. Actually, in the game I thought I would play here, but then I reconsidered. Okay, so I played this move because maybe I did eventually want to play here, and I wasn't happy with the potential of a fork of these pieces. So yeah, I play rook there. He starts to build pressure on the f-file. So now I do play the move I was considering for a while. He goes back. Here I played this move to honestly just protect f6 further. The fact that I attacked a4 was actually just a secondary effect of this move. Like it wasn't the main idea, let's say, but maybe he thought it was because you protected that pawn with the rook, which definitely looked wrong to me. I feel like all the initiative or the whole like plan in this position is to attack my king, I thought, and this just looked like a completely unnecessary move, but okay. So yeah, I try to get my rook out because I don't know what it's doing here. Like the purpose of putting it there before was to protect this pawn, but I don't see how he's attacking it now. So okay, I bring the rook out, and then for this whole time he was up on the clock. Like I don't know what the time situation was here. I think I had 2 minutes to 30 minutes more or less, and he was like not thinking that much. He really was just trying to put on pressure on the clock, which I don't think was a good idea for him, because had he just thought a little more in those positions and found trickier ideas, it would have been way more difficult for me to defend, because he had many different options, so I couldn't really like calculate ahead as he yeah. So he keeps on playing fast and then plays this move, which just hangs a pawn with a fork. So I take it pretty quickly. I have like 1 minute, 2 minutes left on the clock. He goes there, and now I just had to, I was kind of stressed at this point because I thought, sure, I want to take the rook, but doesn't he potentially have a mating attack here? So I look at it for about a minute and conclude, no. Here he just takes my pawn immediately. I thought he might try something like knight takes or, I don't know, something more tricky. But no, he takes this pawn. I go into the corner and he just resigns. Like, if I look at it now, okay, it makes sense, kind of, because I don't see a way forward for him. But I definitely wouldn't resign in this position if I were him, if my opponent had 1 minute on the clock, because anything can happen. But honestly, yeah, I concluded it was safe to take the rook, because my bishop is, like, still guarding this pawn, got the queen on the 3rd rank, I don't know, and I'm up, like, a whole rook in this position, so... Plus, I potentially have counterplay on this king as well. But yeah, he resigns, and I don't know, it was a weird game. Once again, I haven't looked at it with the engine yet, so I'm gonna do that now. And I think, just one last thing, I think I was expecting him to play f4 like way earlier in the game, and it came really late. I think that could have been a better idea for him. But let's see what the engine thinks. So let me crop this so you can see. Oh, what the hell? Okay. This crops differently now. Whatever. You can see this. Perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like, if I had to guess, I would say at some point the position was like +2, +3 for him until he just yeah, lost his pawn on what was it, d4. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look I really thought it was better for him. Okay, +1.9 here because I missed something. But okay, the opening was fine. Actually, like over here he has +1.2, probably because of the way I put my rooks on the 8th rank. What does the engine want? E4 immediately, okay. Which is what he played. Which is not what he played. What am I saying? Yeah. Okay. So this, we're back to equality, and then in this position. Okay, I really didn't think so, but I'm supposed to do that. And the fact I kind of realized, or like thought, this is probably a blunder. Playing rook there. It felt like it, but I couldn't make the sacrifice work, so let's see. Takes. So yeah, this is correct. If he, just to show you, if he does this, this is awful. I get the queen and I'm up a bunch of material. So we would sack there. I looked at this move, rook d8, but I thought he could just yeah, move it. Why does the engine not want... Alright, okay, it's tactically defending. Okay, let's see what I was looking at. I was looking at this. This was not optimal. But this was still better for me. I didn't think so. I did look at this move. I just rejected it for whatever reason. Yeah, probably a move like that. And I don't know, I just felt like he had too many pieces. Sure, I have a potential passed pawn, but like he has so many pieces to defend it, and I feel like at some point he can just sack. And I don't know. I guess this is the point in the game where I'm going to learn the most when I go through it with my coach. But okay, at least I saw the idea, I just didn't evaluate it correctly. But the calculation was good. So I'm kind of happy about that, because the past 2 weeks, because I didn't play last week, I was very much focused on getting my calculation to a new level, especially my visualization, my God. And I think I've kind of succeeded, and because I've done a lot of puzzles and really tried to visualize the board every time I did. And I realized I've always been very lazy about that. And it's a lot more about short-term memory than I realized it is, at least for me. Or, yeah, it works better for me now that I'm kind of engaging that more, or making more of an effort. But okay. So this was bad. He plays here. And once again, okay, this is, I did calculate in the right moments, I just didn't evaluate correctly. So what, I just thought he plays this, and I'm cooked. Okay, right, I didn't realize, okay, that was kind of stupid. I didn't realize he would have to sack a rook to get this, and that would be bad, obviously. What the hell? I mean, I don't understand what happened here, actually. What the fuck? Okay. And the alternative, what I calculated, what was the line? Wait, this is all the engine lines. I calculated this. If he took, I could take there immediately. I didn't see that either. Ah, because I have a fork here. Okay, wow. Usually I'm okay with attraction sacrifices. I have like this motif of sacking a piece to get the queen closer to then fork it. I thought I was okay at, but I just didn't see it in this position. But yeah, I was kind of running low on time, and I don't know, didn't want to calculate all this so deeply again. But okay, yeah, this once again would have worked. Okay, so this explains these two jumps in the graph. Both times I should have sacrificed, but I didn't. Instead, I just slowly got squeezed a little bit. But actually, I thought this position was way worse than it actually was. That's interesting. Okay, and then from there on out, it was a slow but steady decline until this position. But this is so much worse for him already. I didn't think so, but actually, it kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah, but this completely lost. And the knight sacrifices just don't work at all. Like, he doesn't have anything here. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I guess I'll keep working on my calculation and evaluation skills. But I'm not too unhappy with this game, actually. Not even, like, considering the engine analysis, just overall, I thought it was an okay game. Just, like, my time management could have been better. But yeah, I'll talk to my coach and see what he says about situations like these, because this is probably interesting. Like, what do you do? Do you spend half an hour trying to calculate it and then not play it? I don't know. Well, anyway, that's the game. That's round 4. I'm now 2 points out of 4. Won 2 games, lost 1 game. 1 game I couldn't play, so that doesn't count as a point. But yeah, I have my next game in a week, less than a week, and I'll make a recap then. So I hope to see you then. See you.